the day we entertain the village and talk about shit we stole. Hey, it's rage and pillage. Interviewing all the players, every place we filled and reminiscing on the days that we made a killing. Burley, no chill, man. Got the Viking mindset. Bring the minds to your buildings, leaving fire behind us. So reminder, we drink till the drink diminish. Give a fuck what you think. Came to rage and pillage. Are you ready?
All hell yeah, motherfuckers. Fucking back, Rage and Pillage podcast, Thursday night show. Got a good one tonight. Boom. I'm your host, Burley, and tonight I'm joined by a funny motherfucker. I've been following this dude for quite a while. Hilarious comic, athlete, host of Slick and Thick podcast on the Gas Digital Network, fucking director, pickleball fucking addict. He's the reason I'm all sunburned right now. This motherfucker got me out there playing pickleball the last 2 days.
Attaboy.
Dog.
Yeah.
I've been making fun of pickleball for years, dude. It's becoming a real big thing here in Houston. So like fucking
Chicken and pickles, baby. Chicken and pickles downtown Houston out there.
Yeah. I've heard it's good. I'm day 2 in. I'm not sure if I'm ready to hit up, doing pickup games. But me and my buddy were out there playing the last 2 days. It's been fucking 98 and 100 the last 2 days, bro.
Yeah, pickleball is insane. Playing in Houston in the summertime is wild. You better get out there early in the morning. And dude, that opening animation intro to Rage and Pillage is first class. It's world-class carnage right there, man.
I appreciate it, man. The whole show is about, partying and having fun. So that's what it is. That's what got me in the shape I'm in, hence me trying to exercise a little. So
Dude, I hear you.
Hey, I'm not going to suck your dick a whole lot, dude, but I listened to you on Ethan Suplee, dude.
Mm-hmm.
10 of 10.
Oh,
that's a top 2 show for me. And I listen to his show pretty regular. So
well, that means a lot, man. I mean, Ethan Suplee, just think about the type of guy he is, the stories he could be telling, the true Hollywood stories, and the fact that he's taking that, his platform and he's using it to, to showcase that vulnerability and that kind of like that third rail, because look, everybody in this life struggles with something, but being fat or gaining weight or whatever is like the one thing everybody in the world agrees with is not okay, and everybody can fuck with you on. Like, yeah, I used to mess with my black friends doing like Black Lives Matter, and they were like, "You don't know what it's like to be black." I'm like, "Yeah, it's probably a little bit better than being fat."
Okay, yeah, I would say black over fat. Yeah.
You want to trade? I'll trade.
You know what I have the problem with? I don't like when I look in the mirror. I'm like, I look all right.
Yeah.
But then I see a picture. The picture would have fucked you up.
Yeah.
Looking in the mirror, I feel like I'm good to go.
Well, the picture, it's the helplessness of like the time that's passed. You know what I'm saying? Is that a Bud Light, bro?
Dude, we're going tranny beers because I'm fiscally responsible, and they are cheap as fuck right now, bro. They are cheap as shit.
I don't know about that. I mean, a dick in your mouth is free. It doesn't mean you should put it in there. But hey, listen.
Yeah, you know what? To the bristle. Let's go, dude.
Yeah. Like, sucking on the vein. Do they come with veins now? So you can feel it in your hand?
Just a goddamn Snickers bar in my hand.
Yeah. Is it vein for your pleasure or what? Yeah.
Hey, dude, you know what? I'm a Miller Lite guy by true to my heart. I'm a Miller Lite guy. I'm a cheap date, but cheaper.
I'm a High Life and PBR guy, so I get it.
High Life's the weird one, dude, especially in the bottles.
I love them.
You start drinking them like during the day in the midsummer. There's no way there's 12 ounces in that thing. They go down so fucking fast.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah,
they've been skimping us out on an ounce, right? It's like the old.
Those go down clean.
They put the impression of Kit Kat into the chocolate. They owe me that chocolate.
yeah. So fuck it, but yeah, dude. Comedy, dude. So what? I'm sure everybody knows about you. Dude, I'm not going to try to rehash everything you talked about. How do you end up going from being pro ball player into comedy? Where's that transition happen, dude?
Oh, well, you get released.
Oh, well, okay.
You don't. It's funny, man. Some people are like, "So why'd you choose comedy?" And I'm like, "Well, because they stopped paying me to play baseball." So, you know,
Good
it's
point.
not really a choice between those two. Like, you know, if you could be a pro athlete, be a pro athlete.
No shit. Yeah.
Even a minor leaguer. But then comedy wasn't really something I had on my radar. I'll be completely honest with you.
Really?
Like, I was messing around with open mics, and I was pretty charismatic. I have a worldview, you know, and I had some stories to tell. But you know, I really wanted to. I didn't quit baseball because I was bad at it. I quit because I couldn't pay my bills. So like the idea of jumping back into another non-lucrative industry wasn't really what I wanted, you know. You know, so I got into pharma sales, and then I was in politics, and I was a business owner, and
Whoa, you're in politics?
yeah,
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. Yeah, I was a political aide, and I helped run campaigns, and I wrote some speeches for some guys that have since run for president. But
so you've seen some of that shit, how it happens on the back end.
That's why, you know, my political identity is very well informed. That's why I'm not afraid to go where I go, because I know how to read. I know how to read the tea leaves. I know what they're saying when they're not saying it. I know that language. And it's also why I really, you know, I try my best to try to like get people to understand when they're being manipulated, because there's so much manipulation that's happening right now.
That's my major issue with all politics, dude. It all feels like both sides are trying to butt fuck you the whole time, and that's why I quit voting, bro. I was just saying, I feel like they're all trying to butt fuck me here.
Well, let's start with both sides. Who are the two sides?
Well, your two main guys, right? Not your your donkeys and your elephants, right?
Sure, Democrats, Republicans, right?
Yes, yeah.
But Mitch McConnell's a Republican, Lindsey Graham's a Republican. What do they disagree with Democrats on?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like, you're gonna put me in waters I know shit about now,
well,
and I'm man enough to say I don't know. Yeah.
No, and I appreciate that, but I'm just you know, there is no two. The two isn't Democrat Republican.
Oh, it's pro wrestling.
The two is them and us, bro. Like that's what people really got to understand. Like, somebody in DC does not give a shit about you, Burley. Whether they're Democrat
I agree with that 100%. Yeah.
The truth of the matter is that if anything came from this Hunter Biden stuff, look at how much money they're getting from foreign interests to not care about us. They got 20 million reasons not to give a shit about me or you. And keep that in mind when we start hating our neighbors and we start wanting to hurt each other. Just remember, it's for them. We're doing this for them. Nah, crazy.
How much okay, so your comedy is I don't remember it originally being so political, but has it always been political? I feel like I've heard.
It's the opposite, really. And you make a good point. Like, my comedy started off like, you know, pretty much, you know, I don't know, pretty jovial, funny, everyday.
I'm not mad at it. I'm just, it is your voice, right? But do you catch any? The reason I asked was, are you catching in certain areas where you might do shows or something? Do you ever catch shit about some of the things you say?
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been dropped by agencies. I've been dropped by management. I mean,
really?
dude, my first gig in television was I wrote on the Wendy Williams show. So like, there's no, I'm not the mainstream. I'm blacklisted from the mainstream, dude. I've been demonetized. I've been shadow banned and the whole nine. And, you know, I've been labeled a conspiracy theorist. I was just on the Anthony Cumia show, and they were like, you know, Gerard, they told me you were a conspiracy theorist, but I'm looking at all your videos and I think you're just right. And I'm like, thanks.
That sounds like Cumia for sure.
Yeah. So
I don't know if you follow Cumia on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
If you follow Cumia, it just starts sending a lot of wild shit on your feed, bro. And I'm just like, damn.
Yeah. He's another level. He's past the point of caring at all. Yeah. But for me, man, it's just, I had to make a decision, especially during COVID, to either like keep my mouth shut, be an obedient little boy, and do my shows and you know, do what you're told, and make people get the vaccine to come to our shows. And never sat right with me, man. And thank God I was with Carol Ann Miljavik and we were touring together, and she felt the exact same way. And she said, no, absolutely not. We're not forcing anybody to do something to come watch comedy. That's insane.
Hell yeah.
We suffered the consequences for it. That's for sure. You know,
was that okay? I know that you said during COVID you ended up in Florida. Was that the reason? Just
correct.
Because lockdowns were shitty as fuck and everything?
Yeah. Non-essential, bro. I'm non-essential.
Oh shit, that's nice.
I'll never forget. I'll never forget when the government locked me down and told me I was non-essential, that I couldn't work. I still had to pay my bills. I couldn't work. But all the people in my city can go marching 500,000 through the streets. But I have to stay inside. Yeah, no, I said enough's enough. Moved down to the free state of Florida. And honestly, it's been the best decision I ever made in my life. I mean, you know.
Why didn't you come to Texas, bro?
It was between Texas and Florida. You know, Texas, I like being by the ocean. We got the brown ocean, dude. So, yeah.
That's what we got over here.
You guys got a red river.
Yeah. And we still swim in it. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Florida. I like South Florida. I love Texas too, man.
I grew up in Fort Lauderdale.
Favorite places.
Oh, nice. Okay. I grew up in Fort Lauderdale for about 8 years. Oh, no shit. Okay. Yeah. So I grew up there. I was too young. I couldn't tell you what area and all that shit, but I do remember going to the beach all the goddamn time. So yeah, that shit was fun as fuck. Speaking of fucking Twitter, dude, did you see the Jamie Foxx racist tweet?
Was it racist?
Well, I mean, I'm going the headline here.
Yeah.
I'm a little behind here on the news.
Wasn't it something like they killed Jesus? What do you think they'll do to you, or something like that?
Yeah. So the Jews are getting all uptight about it. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Did he
mention the Jews sounds racist when I say it. Yeah, the Jewish people.
Well, listen, man, the libertarian in me would like to point out that the Jews did not kill Jesus. The state did. The state executed Jesus. So just to throw that out there.
Well, yeah, I mean, they physically did it, but who voted on it, right?
Yeah, I guess the people, right? Yeah, but yeah, I mean, when it comes to that stuff, what did he say? What's it say? I can't really see.
It said they killed.
Go ahead.
They killed this dude named Jesus. What do you think they'll do to you?
Well, I mean,
who's they? First off,
who's they? And the state. Yeah, the state doesn't like dissidents. You know, they just killed a 75-year-old, I think, in Utah for.
Oh, dude, what was the story on that? I saw the tweet. It sounded just wacky to me.
Yeah, apparently they said that he had made threatening tweets to Joe Biden or something like that. So the FBI came knocking on his doors and shot this dude in his home. I read
the tweet. I'm gonna tell you how I remember it, but it's like President Biden's coming to such and such Utah. I'm gonna pull out my ghillie suit and my whatever model sniper rifle. And then he wrote buffoon in chief. But that was it. It seems like I've read way worse shit on Twitter.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially against the orange guy. Yeah, people were fucking trying to kill that man.
Yeah, that was one of. Yeah, I seem to remember Kathy Griffin holding up a
no shit. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I mean, these people are nuts, bro. I mean, I don't know. I keep waiting. I keep waiting for my Democrat friends, my friends on the left, to be like, all right, enough. This is a step too far. And it just never happens. It just never happens. They just never stop and go, no, this is too much. This is too far. It just keeps going. And they're like, oh, well,
I don't know if it's a trend or I'm just picking the right ones, but every New York comedian I have had on the show, barring like maybe one of them, they're all like, yeah, the older I get, the more I don't like being a lefty. This is fucking horse shit. They're all fucking. Yeah.
I never really understood it from a perspective of, well, you got to understand, a quote unquote lefty 20 years ago, those are the people that were like, don't label me. I'm not my sex. I'm not my gender. Drugs should be legal. Like these are far right positions today.
Yeah.
Like free speech, free love. Like that's what a quote unquote lefty, that's what a liberal was 20 years ago. I mean, George Carlin was a self-considered liberal anarchist, and today, I mean, he would be considered like a right-wing white supremacist. Like
he'd be canceled immediately, bro.
Immediately.
Yeah.
So, and that goes back to what you were saying before. Is like I never anticipated. I worked in politics and I left. I didn't want a life in politics. I didn't want to become a political comedian. It's just I find it to be impossible to talk about really anything else in this moment because it's so hyper political.
Right.
Even everyday things like, man, you can't go to the grocery store. You can't go to the grocery store and not spend like $150 now.
Oh yeah, dude, I got 2 kids. I know.
I can't. I have no idea. Carol Ann's got 4 kids. I have no idea how she does it. No idea. It's $60. It's $60 to gas up my Jeep. I can't imagine what a minivan is like. And I'm not. And so everything costs twice as much. Mm-hmm. And brother, I'm not making twice as much money.
Nope.
Travel sucks. Dude, we spent $9 trillion and locked the country down. And what's better? Have they fixed a fucking pothole? Like what? No. Like what's better? Now we're another 13 billion going to be sent to Ukraine, and we just got to be like, okay, well, our turn's coming, guys. Like, nah, dude, it's so yeah. I have to joke about this politically, or I'll lose my mind.
Yeah, so it's ingrained in you just to keep up with that shit. You got to read about it and all that stuff.
I think our goal as comedians, like our role, is to help people understand the moment that we're in.
Yeah.
And perhaps think of things from a perspective that they wouldn't have thought of and speak truth to power. Like we can use jokes to say things the powerful don't want to hear. But if we say it funny enough people will want to hear it, right? So our goal, I guess the art form is really to take something that's really difficult to talk about, and make it funny so people want to hear about it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying everything has to be a political dissertation. I'm quite the opposite. Most of the comics, I'm like, dude, nobody paid to show up to hear a TED Talk or a gender studies lecture. But a little bit here and there, I feel like is important. I feel like a little perspective. So for me, what I'm doing with my sets is like, I'll do something self-deprecating. I'll do like a story or remember when, and then it'll somehow tie into, oh man, so there's cocaine in the White House. It's shit talking about the White House, huh? Like shit's getting lit in DC.
I can't remember. It must have been a lead-in or something. I can't remember when you posted it, but you said something about a skin tag on your balls, and that fucking got me, bro.
Yeah.
I was in a meeting, bro, and I fucking laughed out loud. I was just reading the caption, That shit got me.
I'll remember that. I was in Greenville. I was in Greenville, South Carolina, and there was like a group of college kids there, and they were like protesting something during the day in the streets, and they were marching. And I was like, man, you guys really, it makes me so sad to see that you guys are just angry all the time. Like, you guys are just protesting about something always. Like, bro, you're 23. Enjoy life. Like, you should be having a nonstop good time because, this is the best it's ever going to be. And it's never going to be this good again. Like, you think life's going to be great forever, and then you're going to wake up one day with a skin tag on your nutsack, and life's and you're going to stop giving a shit about whatever you were protesting real quick. You're like, oh.
Dude, I don't know about I can't think of a single thing. Have you ever protested for anything in your life?
No.
I can't think of anything I care that much about.
Something I cared about enough to do cardio? I don't even care about myself. I don't even care about myself enough to do cardio, Burley. No, man. Not like in college, I was very much against the Iraq war and like no blood for oil. And then it's like I'm old enough now to see like everybody going after Bush and Cheney for their endless wars now is supporting the Democrats
people are cool with Bush now, bro.
And they want an endless war. It's crazy.
People are cool with Bush now, dude. Low key, I don't know where you stand on this. Low key, and I want to preface this again. I don't keep that, I don't know all the details on this shit, but to me, I don't really see what Putin's doing wrong. Seems like he's just kind of protecting his area.
Well, I mean, I think our our instinct is like, if there's a bad guy, there has to be a good guy. Like Putin's a piece of shit too, man. But that doesn't mean, because Putin's a piece of shit doesn't mean Zelensky's a good guy.
Right.
Well, like they both can be assholes. Like, you ever had two friends fight and like you're like, I don't care who wins.
Yeah, quite a few times. Yeah.
That's kind of how this is. It's like, I don't care who wins. They're both assholes as far as I'm concerned. I just want to stop paying for it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I just don't want us to be involved in that shit.
Yeah. And the more money we spend, the more I fear it's getting us closer and closer to getting Americans on the ground there. And then that's just going to be.
It's game over, yeah.
Yeah, but these people are monsters. It's very important to understand. These people are fucking monsters. Don't think there's a depth that they won't go to.
I don't think they're psychopaths, though.
Who?
I believe that they're monsters, but once they start, like, I don't see them psychopaths, or like in the way of like, we're gonna start a nuclear war.
No, we're just gonna release a virus that kills old people, shut down the world economy for 3 years, and
right before this date, I saw a commercial. What's RYS? I don't know. Pfizer is putting out some new vaccine, and they're running commercials on Amazon Prime for, you know, if you're 60 or older, you could die of this RYS disease. So get vaccinated today. I was like, God damn it, they're starting again. We got a new one.
Get right on that.
I wasn't anti-vax. I wasn't for it. I don't like the government telling me what to do, so I just didn't do it. Like, my wife vaxxed up, you know. I was just like, yeah.
That's pretty much it right there. Men and women. That's what they, what we learned, what the global elites, what the World Economic Forum and these people learned over these 3 years is that they don't need to run tanks and drones and aircraft carriers into our shores to take over America. They just got to scare the white women.
Good point.
You get the white women good and scared, they'll shut this shit down themselves.
Well, I wonder what the percentage was of people that got vaccinated. Was it more than half, you think?
No way.
People.
No shot. I don't know what their stats will probably say yes, but there's just no way. There's no way.
That's horseshit. Yeah. They're saying 70% of the population is fully vaccinated.
Fully vaccinated, 70%.
That's per usafacts.org.
What are there, 330 million Americans?
According to this, 230,637,348. That's how many people got vaccinated. So that's 70% of whatever the overall number.
So they're saying they're fully vaxxed. That means that they're getting the jabs and everything, the boosters.
I'm assuming, yeah. There's a lot of graphs and shit on here.
I don't believe that number for a second.
That's not in Texas, at least. I guarantee you, not in Florida. Fucking
no, not at all. 230 million people, no way.
Yeah, that's fucking horse shit. Okay, I just found out about this. I don't know if this is on your radar. So, this dude started a website called Rent a Hitman. Have you heard about this?
I have not.
Rent a Hitman, and then I guess some police station bought the fucking website. If people fucking try to rent a hitman, dude. Like, it's rentahitman.com. Let me pull it up for you so you can see this shit. How stupid are people, bro?
Well, it depends on what you're renting the hitman for.
It's killing.
Well, what if you just need some bugs killed around the house? Well,
so people are fucking filling in all their information.
Hilarious. This is a Shopify site. That's
exactly.
This is hilarious.
It's fucking crazy, dude. Oh, they're ceasing operations, apparently.
Oh, no.
But they busted some guy who applied to be a hitman. Fucking just like people are fucking retarded, dude.
What do you how do you apply to be a hitman? Like, what is that? What's that job interview?
One of them was wild, dude. I saw the news story for it. That's how I found out about this website. Chick wanted her 3 or 6 month old kid killed by a hitman because the kid was interrupting her relationship with her boyfriend.
Oh my god!
I think this bitch was like 17 years old. I think.
Oh my god!
Fucking wild, bro. fucking wild.
Don't put the kid up for adoption. Just murk it.
That's a lot of paperwork. I heard the kid was really bad. Really crying during the fucking and all that shit.
Man, she should just move to California where they allow for 30th trimester abortions.
Y'all still got abortion in your area?
I don't think so. No.
They nuked it in Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult in Florida. Yeah.
Really? I think people are just crossing the state line. See, this is where I get super centrist, dude. Where I don't really care about abortion; it's not my body, but I also really like guns. Yeah. So I'm like, let's have both. I don't give a shit,
Yeah, to me, see, I don't. Abortion's a tough one. As I've gotten older, I don't think it's the right thing to do. I think even in cases of rape, it's not the baby's fault. Right. If you can give it up for adoption, do that. But also, it's not my choice. Who the hell am I to say?
That's where I stand on it. I honestly, I have my kids. I love my kids.
I just don't want to hear my body, my choice ever fucking again after the COVID and after after all the other bullshit. You put that in the pocket.
Put that one to dead. Put Me Too away. That one, they found out a bunch of people lying about that one.
Put it away. Matter of fact, just sit out the next couple months, please. Just
where do you stand on this Lizzo banana thing? Tell me you're up to date on this.
Yeah, I can't believe people would assume that Lizzo is a good human being. For her to be the type of narcissist that would shove a thong up a 500-pound ass and then shake it in people's faces and be like, if you don't like this, you're fat phobic. Yeah, you're a narcissist, a sociopath. Of course she's going to be an idiot. She's cultivated a reality that is outside of any sort of normal constructs. Anybody who can live without shame is shameful.
Yeah,
It's not even oh no, Lizzo's an ass. No way. Crazy. Next thing you're going to tell me Madonna's an insufferable bitch. Yeah, no, weird.
I'd rather fuck Madonna today than Lizzo at any point in her life.
Well, I think you got to take both down just for the story, right?
Either way, if either one's throwing it at me, I'm going for it because I'm recording a podcast that night.
Yeah. Record a podcast during. Now you're talking.
No shit, right?
Yeah.
That story could not be more funny to me though. I want to know where they peeled bananas, or did they put it with the fucking? Was it it's not a rind. Is it a wrapper? What's a peel? It's a peel. God damn it, I'm retarded.
Not a peel.
Yeah, so do they put it in and then peel it open or what? That's the real thing I want to know that I'm not finding out any information on.
Yeah, that's, what? These are the important questions.
Yeah.
This is what we need after.
Yeah, and apparently she got onto her dancers for being overweight.
Yeah, that's
hysterical.
That's the funny part.
Hysterical.
Yeah, Lizzo, body positive Lizzo is telling, dancers, hey, let's get on a diet.
She made the mistake of thinking her employees were her friends. That's where she fucked up.
Yeah, right? And also she also fucked up by being an idiot and a moron and having no self-awareness whatsoever. All these people, people have to understand they put idiots in these positions of power on purpose because this is who the powers that be will allow the spotlight, because they're very malleable. They'll say whatever they want said. They'll move the population whatever direction they want to move. Wear a mask, do this, do that. They're just idiots, right? So it's the same thing with comedy, right? So Carol Ann Miljavic, who I said before, is a brilliant female comedian. The powers that be will never let her pop off.
What's her name again?
Carol Ann Miljavic. She doesn't do the whole, I'm a whore, suck all the dicks, kill all your babies. What's better than having children? Literally drinking until you're 60.
When did that become the norm for women comics?
So I don't think it is the norm so this is what I think people have to understand. And this is going to sound weird to people, but stick with me here. It's like a role, right? It's like, how you go to Broadway and there's a role of Jean Valjean in Les Miserables, right?
Right.
So industry has the role of edgy female comic.
They have the same all the bios.
It's weird. So it's almost like who's ever paying for their promotion wants women to think that the only way to be cool, to be famous in LA terms, is to smoke, drink, kill your babies, hate men, and never have a family.
That dude, but that actually is catching on, dudes. I go to these open mics and there's a lot of that shit, bro.
Because that's the only thing they've ever seen on TV.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really funny comedians that I know. But as you go up in comedy, what you find is that there's only very few archetypes that industry will promote. They'll promote the edgy white guy who hates all white guys. They'll promote the influential black guy who, happens to, do juxtaposition comedy. They'll promote it, and it's roles. It really is roles. It's not a very individual. Each individual act isn't being judged on, for lack of a better term, its individual merit, right? They're being judged as to how they can fit this person into that archetype.
So that makes more sense, because there's a lot of comics where I'm like, man, why aren't they fucking household names?
Yeah, they're not.
Like for instance, one of my Mount Rushmores is Doug Stanhope, dude.
There you go.
His fucking cadence is untouchable for anybody,
Sure.
But he'll never be, he's on the fringe for sure.
Well, he went out of his way to never play the game.
Yeah.
Right. He got his mail. He was one of the first guys that was really smart about audience capture. He got his mailing list going 20 years ago and says, I don't need to play Radio City Musical. I'll play a VFW in Sonoma Valley in Arizona. Yeah. I'll do it in front of 300 people, and I'll do it my way, and nobody's going to tell me what I can or I can't say.
He's made a comfortable as living, dude. You got to give it to those guys, bro.
Yep.
Fucking crushing it, and you're doing the same shit. How'd you fall into the podcast game? When'd you do that? Did you have a few and then this one took off, or what?
Yeah, I guess the PBD podcast was kind of my biggest one, doing Patrick Bet David as a podcast. And I was second chair on that for like 60 episodes or something. So I guess that was kind of when I really got all the way in on podcasting. I had done podcasts, but I had never hosted them. Really, right. I did guests on them because I was working as a writer and a producer and a director, actor, comedian, and so the idea of podcasting was just like, man, I don't have the time, and I didn't have the equipment. I didn't, early on in my career, I didn't have the money to rent out studios. Nobody really knew. Yeah. And now I think technology just kind of caught up, and people always really liked me on the podcast. They liked me on the shows. They liked me as a guest. And then I guess I started realizing, man, if everybody wants me as a guest, maybe I should just do my own thing.
Yeah.
And it kind of took off.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw you on one of the Gas Digital shows as a guest, and I think that's where I first found you. But yeah, dude, crushing it. I mean, I hadn't watched a whole lot of the Slick and Thick, but now that I've actually seen it visually, y'all got a nice little setup there, dude.
Yeah, man.
It's fucking sick, dude.
We got a good gig, man. Mickey's a great guy, really smart, really funny. We like joking around that, I'm the world's toughest comedian. He's the world's funniest fighter, So I don't know why there's such a crossover between the fighting community and the comedy community. There's a ton of these. When we first got started, people were giving us shit that we were trying to rip off Fighter and the Kid or something like that. And Callan's a friend of mine, but we're nothing like that. So it's it's just fun, man. It's good.
You'd have to start dressing in Gucci and shit, to be that,
Yeah.
Or maybe it would have to be to Mickey to do that. Yeah.
I'm up here in New York. If I'm gonna get any Gucci, I better stop by Canal Street. That's about all I can afford.
I'm pretty sure you can just run into stores and walk out. I've seen enough videos in New York right now, so you're good to go.
Somebody can, for sure.
Yeah, good point. But yeah, dude. All right, so let's get your plugs in right now.
Sure.
We got about 20 minutes left, and then I want to get to the Rage and Pillage questions. So where can people find you, dude?
Anywhere that they are on social media, it's Gerard Michaels. YouTube, Gerard Michaels. Instagram, Gerard DGAF. TikTok, if you're into your Chinese communist brand of pooping material. And check out Slick and Thick every Monday and Saturday on Gas Digital, gasdigital.com. Use code SNT30 for 30 free days. SNT30 for 30 free days. Yeah, we're every Monday and Saturday. You get 90 minutes with me and Mick, some awesome guests. We've had, Chaz Palminteri, Eva Lovia. Just go to the Instagram Slick and Thick show on Instagram, and you'll see all the highlights there. It's a great show. I think you guys will like it.
It is really good. I'd listened to the one with Mickey's sister on it today.
Oh yeah, that was a very, very powerful episode, man.
Rough, bro.
That was tough.
Yeah.
But it's important because at the end of it, I think one thing we didn't do a good enough job of, because really we just ran out of time, dude, is we never explained, like, she's killing it. Like, she's crushing it. She is the chief marketing officer for Kill Cliff Fight Club.
No shit.
Yeah, she's a woman in the man's game, and she's an absolute monster. 9 years sober. We talked about all her bad stuff. We didn't talk about her climb to the mountaintop. I felt bad, but she's it's very, very inspirational. If anybody listening to this is struggling with addiction or recovery, or they know somebody who's struggling with addiction or recovery, one of the things that we really want to do is help destigmatize it, help destigmatize mental health. I've been depressed, been in very bad shape, and don't give up before the miracle happens. All right, listen to that episode, or share it with somebody, and hopefully it'll be the inspiration that they need to maybe find the help that could change their life. But it's a very, very, very powerful. Like you said, Ethan Sue played before with American Glutton.
These two are solid. They're not necessarily a whole lot of ha. There is some jokes in there, but there's no comedy
in those at all. Don't do those in like 15-minute bits. Yeah,
some high intensity podcasting. Yeah,
we are a lot. There's a lot of comedy in all of our stuff, and those two that you're talking about. Yeah, that's our, let's call it our emo phase, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, brother, every show I always ask the guests two questions: the rage and pillage questions. Rage meaning party, pillage meaning stealing. What's the best rage story you have that can't get you in trouble today, brother?
That can't get me in trouble.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you're even cancelable at this point.
Yeah, I would say the best rage story I ever had actually comes from rage. I was dating this girl. I was in Wichita, Kansas, in the minor leagues, kicking around. My career was stalling. The love of my life is slipping away, and she's sending me these texts about going to the Hamptons with Reggie Bush and his friends, and I'm like, no, you can't go to the Hamptons.
That's a lot of black guys.
If you can't trust me, then how is this going to work? I was like, I trust you fine. Why don't go to the Hamptons with the NFL football player? Like, how am I the asshole here? Yeah. And anyway, so like she hung up, and she's basically like, she's going anyway. So I was like, all right, F it. I took my phone, I threw it, broke my phone. And then my buddy and I, three of us went out and got hammered in Wichita, Kansas. I ended up having a threesome in a public bathroom that night. And then
fuck Reggie Bush.
Basically,
yeah.
I think she might have.
Fuck.
Yeah. And the funniest part, man, is I'm coming into the like team hotel at like 8:00 in the morning. I'm a train wreck. And I have like I've lost my shoes. I have my like undershirt is ripped, and I see my coaches in the lobby getting breakfast. I'm like, oh shit! So I run across. It was like one of those like Pilot J's or something right across from the team hotel, and I get like a shirt, and I get like these flip flops, and I run around the Pilot J, get a sweat going. And as my coach is sitting, I'm like, hey, big game today, guys. Let's get two. And I run past the coaches to the elevator. So before the game, before our doubleheader the next day, they're like, hey, we just want to say something. Gerard was out there 8 o'clock in the morning getting his running in. A whole bunch of y'all probably went out last night when the game was rained out. You probably went out and got drunk. Well, if we're going to make the playoffs, this is the type of mentality that we need. And the dudes are just dying laughing because they knew I was an absolute mess that they had to carry into a cab at 7 a.m.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, that was good. Fucking all right. Pillage, bro. Everybody's stolen something, whether it's chapstick out of your mom's purse or fucking robbed a bank. We've had a few on here that guests asked me to delete afterwards because they were pretty fucking rough. But what's your favorite story of stealing something, bro?
I think I might have stole 1 or 2 bases in the minor leagues. That's my favorite thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
I actually can tell you the exact one. I got a base hit in the bottom of the 10th inning in my second year of the minor leagues, and they played behind me at first base, didn't expect me to run, and I timed the pitcher, and I acted like I was going to be calling timeout. So the pitcher
he hesitated, yeah,
but he flinched and he balked. So then I got second base, and he was so pissed off at me that I did that. And then the guy got a base hit, and I scored the winning run. That's my favorite. There you go. I stole second base. How about that?
That fucking works, brother.
I actually got a bigger story that happened to me, though.
All right.
I was one of the first games after I got released, I was playing the Atlantic League with all these guys who had played in the big leagues and stuff. And the game was on TV, the whole thing. And it's a hit and run. It's a 3-2 count. So you end up running, with one out. And I'm taking off, and I could hear that the ball was hit, and I'm looking for the ball, and I can't find it. And the shortstop comes up to me at second base, goes, hey, foul ball, Poppy, foul ball. I'm like, all right, bet. And I'm jogging back to first base, and my coaches are screaming. I'm like, what's going on? It was a fly ball to right field. The guy caught it. He tricked me.
He got your ass.
Oh, my. In front of the whole stadium, on TV. Here I am. Dude, and it was that moment I was like, you know what? We should build a wall.
Yeah, this is where you don't trust brown people anymore.
We should build a wall for sure.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But what'd you think of that? Was it Chicago versus Cleveland the other day?
I'll tell you what, Burley, I loved it. It's about damn time people
awesome.
give a shit, right? It's some boys this summer. Hardball, baby. Hardball. None of this softy shit. Hey, go in there, tag hard, run hard, throw some hands. I loved everything about it. I wouldn't have even suspended the guys. I would have been boys will be boys. Absolutely.
That was fucking awesome. That was one of the most exciting things I've seen in baseball in a while. But this is the first year I'm really getting into baseball. I went to an Astros game and watched the Angels play, and they got that fucking pitcher. That's fucking retarded good, and I was like, okay, this is exciting baseball. Let's go.
Well, the Astros have been pretty good for a while here, but not for nothing.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, listen, the Latin people are rhythmic people, and they like to drum.
Yeah,
that's what we do. All right.
Yeah.
So a lot of people want to throw the asterisks on the shit. And they could have taken it away, but they didn't. They didn't.
Support your local minor leaguer, bro. You go to the Sugarland Skeeters while you're out there.
I've been to the Skeeters. That's
a great place to watch a game, man.
It's a fucking party, bro. It's awesome. Yeah. I've been out to the Skeeters. There's another one out San Antonio way. I don't know the name of the team, but we went out there one day just on a whim, and it was pretty fucking fun.
Well, you got El Paso out there too. I played down in El Paso. That might be a bit of a trip for you.
Dude, El Paso's fucking God's blind spot. Nobody goes there, dude. Fucking
might be. Yeah.
Nobody goes out there.
Yeah, especially with Juarez on the other side of the river.
Yeah, well, I'm not as worried about that as, the rest of America. I've been down to the border plenty of times, partied right on the border, and everybody makes it sound like a war zone. It's not a war zone. I don't know where Kamala Harris went, but
it's a war zone. I think Juarez is a little different, though.
Okay, maybe I've never been there. I've been down to McAllen and Brownsville and all that stuff,
Oh yeah,
yeah. So it's
that's where my good buddy Catfish Cooley's down around that area.
Catfish Cooley. He lives down there?
Yep.
Dude, he kind of disappeared off my feed. I'm gonna have to look him up.
Catfish is the man. I think he's taking some time for himself and his family, but he's the man. He'll be coming back strong soon.
He blew the fuck up out of nowhere, dude. He's a character though. You know,
we went on tour together for 2 years, man.
No shit. I didn't know he did stand up.
Me, Catfish, and Andrew Kahn. Yep.
No shit.
Comedy tour.
I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna look up Catfish. I ain't talked to him in a minute.
Yeah,
well, brother, or I watched him in a minute, I should say.
Nope.
Brother, thank you for coming on. It's been a goddamn blast.
Hey, man, my pleasure, man. Again, apologies about the other day. Appreciate it. And
it is what it is. You know, you're a busy man, so you're living my dream.
Hey,
so
man.
Keep at it, bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, and keep on raging and pillaging, brother.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Everybody else, see y'all next Tuesday.